I learned so many lessons from Dance Moms, and even though like it still does have like a negative kind of effect on me, I would never change anything because it's made me the person who I am today.
When you think of Nia Sioux's career, what is the ultimate goal?
I really want to be like an EGOT.
Is there anybody special in your life right now?
I always say, I'm like, my DMs are open if anyone wants to slide in. If you know anything about me, you know that dance is my life. I want to meet some amazing people who happen to have disabilities who love dance just as much as I do.
Congratulations, your new show, Dance with Nia. Tell us everything about it. What's the concept?
Yes, okay, so I'm so excited to share. So Dance with Nia, it's a Facebook watch show, but with also Brat TV, so I'm so excited to be working with those companies, but also it's my first EP role. I'm executive producer on it, which is so exciting. I'm highlighting dancers who are just incredible, highlighting like the ableism that they face in the dance world and in the industry, because we're focusing on dancers who are disabled.
What has been the most rewarding part about doing this show, and what has been the most fun?
The most fun part of the show would be dancing with them, because I don't get to perform as much anymore, like dance-wise. So it was amazing to do like these little music videos with them at the end of each episode. It was like a full-on music video, and it felt just good to be dancing again since I don't get to dance as often anymore.
Yeah. No, knowing you, I knew this wasn't going to be a small production. It was going to be a
No,
music video.
It's not a small production. Full wardrobe, full makeup, full hair. Whoa, it's sick, isn't it? What I learned the most about myself is, first of all, I need to be way more confident. These dancers are literally amazing, and they have so much stage presence and confidence, and I learned a lot of that from them.
I watched you do a burlesque routine on TikTok. Girl, you embody confidence in my eyes.
Thank you.
It's a style, it's a name, it's burlesque.
I also have to commend you. I think it's so wonderful that you're a full-time student at UCLA, getting your education on top of an incredible career. So my first question is, how is college going?
Oh my gosh, it's going great. It's all online right now. This is my finals week, actually, so it's a busy week. Lots of papers and projects to turn in, but it's been great so far. And I'm actually really fortunate that it was online this year because I was able to work while I was in school, which was a challenge, but we did it.
You've got this amazing career, and now you just tacked on a full-time course load at UCLA. How is it managing everything?
You know, sometimes it can be really stressful, like not even gonna lie. It's a lot of pressure sometimes, and I think what helps me the most is like having my family like just there with everything going on, like having people who can encourage me whenever I'm like, I just can't do this. And my mom's like, you can do this. My dad's like, you can do this. My friends, they're like, we believe in you. So like I have a whole team behind me. Like I couldn't do this by myself.
So what is it you're studying at UCLA? What are you majoring in?
I'm an American literature major. I do love to write, and I think that with acting, and I hopefully one day I can start writing my stuff, and also music-wise as well. Like I just love writing, and I think it's gonna help me a lot in the writing realm.
I know you're so busy with your career and everything you've got going on, acting, singing, dancing, social media star. Now you're a student. When you think of Nia Sioux's career, what is the ultimate goal? How do you want that to look?
I'm a performer, and I love to help people. So whatever that is, I think that will just make me the happiest. One of my biggest goals, which seems like so huge, but I really want to be like an EGOT one day because I love every aspect. I want the Emmy, I want I want the Grammy, I want the Oscar, I want the Tony, or not even getting all those things, but being able to do all of those things.
I have to tell you, every time you post a TikTok that's about your dating life or about relationships or romances, they absolutely crack me up.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Is there anybody special in your life right now?
You know what's so funny that you asked me this right now? So I was doing something on my Instagram today where it's like asking me a question or something, and someone was like, "How long have you and your boyfriend been together?" And I was like, "I literally don't have a boyfriend." I was like, "I don't know where you guys are getting this information from." I'm like, whoever says I have a boyfriend, please show him to me. My love life is in shambles, but it's actually not. I just don't try.
Shambles.
Dating right now is so hard. It is so hard.
What is so hard?
Finding a guy who is okay with like being long distance ish, because whether I'm in Pittsburgh or LA, it's still going to be long distance because I go back and forth all the time. Another thing as well, I work a lot and I'm a very independent person and I don't necessarily need anyone. So I think the fact that I don't like need another person in my life, I think might be like, oh, like she's too independent for me. And I'm like, nah, like.
No, the right person won't say that. They'll be the icing on your cake.
If someone can add to my happiness, that's amazing. But having someone in my life won't necessarily make me happy because I'm already happy, but it will add to my happiness. So I always say, I'm like, my DMs are open if anyone wants to slide in.
I don't know if you know this, but this July marks 10 years since the very first premiere of Dance Moms.
Nia has a lot of confidence, and I think Nia has a lot of ability and talent. My goal for Nia this year is really for Nia to grow as a dancer.
When you think back on the last 10 years, what comes to mind?
Most of my life, I have been on a TV show. And I guess like what really like comes to mind is like the girls, honestly, like just spending time with them and my mom. I am still really close to a lot of like the OG girls, and I'm still really close to my mom.
We met you at age 10. You're now a beautiful young woman. What was it like growing up so young in front of the world?
Oh, crazy. I mean, I grew up so fast, you know? Not only just being in the dance competition world, but being on a reality TV show as well helps you grow up a ton. I learned so many lessons from Dance Moms, and even though like it still does have like a negative kind of effect on me, I would never change anything because it's made me the person who I am today. Even though it was really challenging and sometimes I don't have the best things to say about it, but I do have to always give them credit for just like getting me to the place where I am today.
Do you ever feel like it took part of your childhood away, or do you ever wish maybe that you could have pumped the brakes, or maybe that you had taken a step back at a certain point?
It took away a little bit from my childhood, but I think it was just like a different childhood, you know? Like, I wouldn't say I didn't have no childhood, because I did have this childhood, which is different from everyone else's, and that was my normal childhood. And we still had fun, like traveling to different places and everything, and getting to experience that with my mom. Like, who gets to do that and get to do it with one of my family members, like my mom, who's my closest friend?
Let me ask you this, because we spoke with your mom when she launched her podcast a couple months ago.
Yes.
And we asked her this question, and she had a really thoughtful response.
But I felt like the girls were always kind of fighting their way into, you know, that was a lot of your storyline, saying, you know, we're really loyal, we've stuck around. Why did you stick around for so long?
I think some people don't understand, well, if you don't like it, leave. And I am a person who believes very firmly that we leave when we say we're ready to leave. I don't want anyone in my children's lives to dictate to them, you leave because I'm forcing you out or because you're not wanted. You have value, you have worth, you love and you're passionate about your craft. No one gets to tell you that you are not wanted and you have to leave.
I think that's a great question. I think the thing that stands out the most from this question is, on the show, I felt like I was never wanted from day one, never wanted. But me, being the person that I am, I don't let people see me fail or like get the best of me, you know? Like, I'm like, just because people or someone doesn't want me here, that makes me want to stay even more. So honestly, that was the incentive. Like, I didn't want anyone making me out to be inferior, because I'm not. Also, because I was the only Black girl on the show, I wasn't about to like quit and, you know, somebody say, oh, you know, like the only Black girl on the show wasn't good or anything. No, like, I'm gonna stay. Like, I deserve to be here just as much as everyone else. At times, like it did, like I got knocked down like really badly, and sometimes I would consider, like, do I really want to do this? And then I think about it and I'm like, no, like I've made it this far, like why would I stop now?
You obviously have a huge social media presence and you have a YouTube page. Do you see the comments from your fans about how talented and brilliant and resilient and beautiful you are? Despite having negativity on the show, you really have such a positive platform. Do you see your fans, praising you for those reasons?
Thank you. I do. I read those comments and it makes me feel like I'm doing something right, I think that literally, like I said before, like all I want to do is just like make other people happy, and although you can't make everyone happy, I'm gonna try my best.
I want to ask you about one of your TikToks that went viral. Why did you feel compelled to share that story, even if it was in a lighthearted way on TikTok?
I saw I think JoJo and Kenzie did it before, and I was like, this is funny. People nowadays, whenever they think that they can really get under my skin, I was like, do you understand that it would take a lot for you to be able to break me down and to actually be hurt by something that you said.
You put in the caption, you survived the ultimate bully. If your former dance instructor is watching this interview, do you have any sort of a message for her? Do you guys keep in contact?
I don't keep in contact with her at all. But I do just want to say, honestly, I'm a person of love. I hope that she's healed. I hope that she's doing well. I hope that she's living her best life.
If there was an opportunity to do a reunion, all of you OGs and Abby and the moms, first of all, are there conversations about ever doing something like that?
No.
No. Okay. Would you ever be interested? Is that an idea that you would ever want to revisit?
No, absolutely. Maybe with the girls. I do something with just the girls, but adding the moms and the dance teachers back into it, that just does not seem like fun at all. I would do anything for the girls, literally. I truly do mean that. I just saw Chloe the other day, actually. I took her out for a birthday dinner, so I was so excited to see her. And I see Maddie and Kenzie do not live far from me in LA, and Brooke was living in LA for a little, so I'd see her whenever. So it was all, yeah. So I keep in contact with them.
10 years of Dance Moms. I'm hoping that you can pick a moment that you really love and you're so glad that you have it on camera to revisit and enjoy. And the one moment that makes you cringe and you wish either never happened or that, maybe the cameras weren't there for.
But Shangela, aka Laquifa, I am so happy to capture that on camera, because whenever she strutted into that room, little baby Nia was not ready for her.
Let's all welcome Laquifa!
She was like, Laquifa, what? Laquifa, what?
I mean, wearing a wolf mask on ourselves while in a dance, that was cringy. I'm I hope my future husband does not see this. Also, we did a Seven Dwarves dance, and this is gonna be so TMI, but our little hats, we put pads in our hats to make it stand up, just why what was the need for all of this?